So what was our previous best? Was it 60? I think 62, right?
Yeah, it was 62 on my profile.
Okay. Also for all of y'all joining us, just would like to tell you that we'll be having a tournament a viewer tournament, or you can call it a subscriber tournament on Chess. So please, yes, we'll keep you
Yeah.
updated on that.
Okay, I actually think the last time we solved Puzzle Rush here, I think it was 57 or 58
Yeah,
was the
yeah.
highest.
I mean, but
We've just solved once though
yeah,
on
but
the
your
stream
personal
here.
best is 62. So let's just say that we'll try and beat that.
Yeah, of
We'll try
course.
and beat
I
that
mean,
score.
two minds are obviously better.
Hi, Chess with JSK. Okay, so we'll get started now. Yeah.
Yep.
So Puzzle Rush Survival on this particular account, that
That's
is
your
my
account.
the top score, as you can see, is 50. Chess with JSK, when we'll actually let you know about that. So we haven't really decided a date and a time. We'll definitely keep you updated. So you can stay on our streams. You can also visit our Facebook page. Probably we'll put up a post
Yeah, we'll
there.
put it up there.
Yeah. So guys, let's get started. So this is Puzzle Rush Survival. So we don't have any time. So we'll move a little quickly with the first few positions.
Queen
This is a simple
H7.
mate in one. We
Queen
just
H1.
capture the rook. We capture this rook, and we are 2 pawns up. Again a mate in one here. Queen takes f2. We have knight f4, which is a checkmate because the king can't come to any of these squares. We have queen e6 mate because again f8 is guarded by the bishop. So we go forward with queen e6 check. So this one, as you can see, white is a piece down, and I can see two checks that we can really think of. But the problem with queen b3 check is black has c4.
Remove the arrow of Queen D5.
Yeah. So if white goes queen b3, black just goes c4 and defends checkmate. So it's not queen b3. Instead, white just goes queen d5, and then that's mate. So in this position, the h7 pawn is weak, but the problem is that the knight is defending it. So just remove the defender, and then it follows with checkmate. Yeah.
This is also a free piece.
It's a free piece. You have to calculate though if queen takes g7, but black has bishop f6 back. So yeah, and for this I just gobble up the piece. So now in this position, my knight is attacked. It's equal material. So if actually black just moves the knight, I don't really think he gains anything much. We have a strong threat of bishop b5, and the point is when I play bishop b5,
Queen D1 is forced.
yeah, I mean the queen can't come to d2 obviously, and if white comes to d1, black can play
C3
knight takes
is hanging,
c3,
yeah.
and then the
Capture
e2
the
bishop
bishop
goes.
for free.
Yeah. What is Specs number? Rahul Rohit. Okay. I mean, I kind of make fun of her that she's literally blind without the specs.
I think my number was, I don't really exactly remember. I think it was 2.75 and 3 point something. Yeah, 3 point something. I don't remember the exact number actually right now.
Okay. So
yeah, but it's quite high.
So we just capture this, and then we capture a4. Guys, so it's not a feel free to join the stream. You can interact with us. If you're having some trouble, you can also help us solve some puzzles. So I hope this will be instructive, this stream. So yes.
Yeah, so we've got a pawn that we can queen, but we can't really queen it directly because opponent would queen with a check. So I think capture rook into rook and queen with a check, and then we stop him from queening after that.
So again, as you can see, the king has no squares to go to.
And actually, this is what happens when you castle opposite sides.
Yes.
You do take all your pieces to the opposite king. That's your opponent's king. And if your opponent is too defensive, this is what could happen.
Actually, In this kind of position, you can clearly see why white is defensive. The reason is black has actually managed to bring all his pieces
yeah, of
into
course.
the
But
attack.
if you just go to see that white has not really even tried to attack, you just go to see that
So
way.
it's unfortunate for white, but the basic idea. Will you play with subscribers, Rahul Rohit? Okay, so if this is your first time on the stream, we do play with the viewers. Unfortunately, today we'll be solving puzzles. Maybe later on in the stream, when we switch, or maybe on chess.com, we could play. So stay with us on the stream. We are here to beat our puzzle battle score. So yes,
A puzzle rush.
sorry, a puzzle rush score, puzzle rush survival. So we are going to be trying to beat that score, and then we shall move on to other things. So yeah, so
Queen into
queen
h2.
takes h2, and then just rook h4 mate. Okay, so again, a very typical kind of mating idea here. White is actually winning if black cannot deliver mate. But the thing is, if my rook was not there, black could just go queen g2 mate. So I kind of would want to remove this rook from g2, and the best way to remove it is with a check. I can't go rook g1 check. I really can't go rook g1 check because white can just play queen takes g1, and now the queen has come to defend. So I want to vacate the g2 square for my queen. I do it by first sacrificing here, and then I get the queen g2 mate. Yeah. So this is a common opening blunder. Black played d5. I think it seems to have come from the Scotch. Yeah, I think it is the Scotch. So over here, the problem is that white plays knight takes c6 and
attacks the queen.
Yes, attacks the queen, and then their c5 bishop is hanging. Again, very simple here. Queen takes f4, rook takes f4, and we capture the e8 rook. So now, okay, so in this position, you might think that the queen is really attacked, but
actually,
queen
you see two pieces attacked,
yes,
the knight as well as the queen.
But then you can just go queen takes c1, and for queen takes c1, you capture back with the rook, and for rook takes, you can capture this
so basically we're capturing rook, queen, and knight,
and
giving up just a rook and queen.
Yes, so you end up a piece up. Okay, so this is here white had to play bishop c3 to defend the rook here. We'll mark him in blue maybe.
You have green too.
How was that? Okay.
I think it's a control.
Okay, yes, we have. Yeah, so but unfortunately this square is left open, and then black can just go check and then follow it with bishop a6 mate. So yeah.
Got some questions?
Chess with Jason. Okay, yeah, just telling the answer. Yeah. So here for knight e5, okay, you just capture this piece and you end up a piece up. It's not too difficult.
But it was, you should have mentioned with which piece to capture.
Yeah, okay, yeah. For knight takes e4 in the previous position, knight takes bishop was there. So, okay, so in this position now, my black's queen is attacked. Obviously, the first thing you see in in a position is you search for the different checks that are possible. Here, not really any useful check, and the problem is, as much as this queen may have just captured an h7 pawn here, she's really out of the game.
Yeah.
She's not helping white in any way possible, and black can just do queen d5.
That's a double attack.
And then there's a double attack here and here, and unfortunately, white can't defend both the pieces, which should be leading to a simple win for black. So again, in this position, okay, so when we look at this position, there's a material imbalance. Black has 2 extra pawns and a rook for the 2 bishops. And materially, one may argue that black has 1 point extra, according to the piece value. But we all know that the bishop pair is extremely strong. So
the problem is white's king is open.
Yes, white's king is definitely exposed.
Yeah,
but then it's not like black can just sit on and do things leisurely. So he has to take action here. So I think black can just go queen g3 check.
And then?
If king h1, then what happens is these 2 bishops are unprotected. So then I can go queen e1.
Yeah, but there's queen into e6.
Check. Then
that's the
for
best
queen
try.
takes e6, I just go king h8, and my king is very safe and sound. Unfortunately for white, he cannot defend
both the bishops.
And then the second line is for queen g3 check. If there's bishop g2, I have queen e1 check directly, and it's a check. It's a double attack.
Bishop, yeah.
So let's do that. Okay, here it's important not just to do rook f7, because you would run into some bishop d5 tactics, and maybe I think it is
bishop d5, queen e8.
Yeah, actually it's just mate. D5. Exactly. Yeah, okay, so rook f7 would be a blunder because there's just queen e8 check, which would actually lead to mate, because you come back rook f8, I have bishop d5. So here it's very important to play king h8. Will you play with me, Prathamesh Shirodkar? Okay, yeah, Prathamesh, as I said, we could play games. We could play games against all of y'all. We don't mind that, but we will do it later, as we are actually going to we are trying to beat our puzzle rush survival score. So we'll be solving a lot of puzzles first. It will definitely be instructive. Feel free to watch us solving some puzzles, and then later on we will probably play with the viewers. Okay, so in this position, this pawn looks really weak, but the problem is that the rook is defending it. So I want to deflect the rook away, and hence I can just go rook takes d4.
But after that, you got to see what you're going to do after that, right?
So for rook takes d4, there is queen takes f3. And the important move here is for queen g2, I have queen takes d1.
Yeah.
So for rook takes d1, there's rook takes d1, and then black is a piece up because the queen has to come in between. And hello, Shreyas.
And there's also another line though. For queen into f3, white can go king g1.
Yeah.
And then you'll have to play queen e3 or...
no, I think
queen
e3 would be, yeah, exactly. So instead of going for the exchange, I think bishop c5 just makes more sense.
Yeah, bishop c5. Queen e3 would just be a piece up.
No, queen e3 would be a slightly complicated endgame because white has queen f2. So you capture, you get bishop c5, king e3. It could be winning. Honestly, yeah, it is winning. There is g5
after that. Yeah,
but then
it is zugzwang right after that.
Okay, one way of seeing it is zugzwang, or else you can actually force the win with g5.
Yeah, there you go. Even if you just sit back, it's winning. Yeah, g5 is anyway winning there.
But chess.com demands accurate play, so let's do this. It's nice that you're making a video in the morning. Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of feedback from a lot of people saying that we stream very late at night, so we decided to change things up a little bit. By the way, for those of y'all who are joining us late, as we just said on the start of the stream, that we will be holding a tournament for our viewers and for our subs. For all the subscribers and viewers, we will announce the date and time later on, but stay updated. It'll be on leechess.org. So yeah. So in this position, the problem is I can't just capture rook takes queen because there's rook e1 checkmate. There's a back rank weakness for white. The queen is only defended by the bishop. Queen takes queen would just mean would just mean bishop takes queen.
And black is a piece up. So win in exchange over here with?
Yes, you just go queen takes e8, bishop takes, rook takes d5. So that should be that.
You're welcome, Chess with GSK.
Okay, so coming back to this position now, the point is that white is temporarily in exchange down, but the black king is definitely weak. There are some really weak squares here.
Light squares especially. Yeah, so
also the queen is not protected, so the answer should be knight takes e5, threatening a queen f7 mate. So in order to avoid that, black would have to go queen e8, but then as we spoke about the g6 square,
and the king has nowhere to go after that.
So black has managed to protect this square, but unfortunately he can't stop knight g6, and white is winning. This is very typical. You just go knight takes knight, and then you come back and capture it with the knight. So okay. Yeah.
Queen c6.
Yeah, so now this was a slight twist. Queen takes b7 has queen c6. White can't play queen takes. I mean, he can play queen takes c6 probably, but then the knight just comes back and it's no longer attacked, and black is just a piece up. Again, it's never a good idea to exchange this fianchetted bishop because of this particular thing that can happen. So black just goes knight takes d5, knight takes d5, bishop e4.
You changed the link for the latest video?
I don't know. I think maybe Anurag did.
No.
Okay, by the way, we'll just update the link by our night bot.
Yeah,
we have a latest video uploaded on the Italian game. You feel free to go and check it out.
Actually, you can solve it over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I? Okay, we can't do it at both places, right? Okay. Solve it.
Okay.
Play this by the time.
Yeah.
Let
So
them think
we'll just solve this one and then we'll just get back. So bishop e4. I've attacked both these pieces and then white defends the rook and then I just capture this and
let them think about this answer.
Yeah, so you can actually find this answer. In the meantime, we'll just get back.
How do you?
Hello, Sachin.
To change it here, what do you do? You know how to do it? It's okay then. Leave it. I thought you have an idea.
Why is everybody quiet? No, actually, we're just figuring out something. We'll get back to solving the puzzles. Yeah. Okay. So hi Alia. Okay. So here we are. We are on 27. So our first target is to beat 62, and let's just see how much we can go to. So the point with d5 is that my queen is attacked. Black's king is not very well placed for starters. And actually it looks like white's king on d4 is surprisingly much safer than black's king on d7. So I think this king is much safer than the d7 king, as much as this king may be right in the center of the board.
But black can't really deliver any immediate checks.
Yeah, I mean there are some very useless checks here which can just be captured. So Queen c5 is a very useful move because Neeraj is chatting on WhatsApp and we are just watching. No, I was not really chatting on WhatsApp. We were trying to fix the mod. I mean the night bot. Okay, so anyway, the answer here is Queen c5 because Queen c5 has this idea of Queen d6 delivering checkmate. And yeah, black can't do anything about it. Okay, so here you wouldn't want to go knight takes because that would hang your knight, so you just play queen takes and continue that threat. Okay, so this is an opposite colored bishop endgame. The move that comes immediately to mind is queen a2 check, but white goes king c1, so you've got to calculate the entire variation. Then there's queen a1 check, king d2, then there's queen d1 check, and then the king has to come here, and then queen d3 mate. No, I didn't really get triggered. I just was clarifying what exactly we are doing. Yeah, cool. So queen d3 and yeah, that's that. So here again, black's pieces are much better coordinated in the attack, like you know, all the black pieces are attacking here. So the answer here is that these pawns are doing a fabulous job for white. So black just goes rook takes h2, king
Rook
takes h2 is
sacrifice.
forced, and then I go queen h8 check.
Basically, actually opening the h file and yeah, getting the queen back to the h file.
Yeah.
Basically, opening the h file is going to work here.
Okay, but I think it's not so easy. It has to be calculated till the very end, because rook takes h2 has king takes h2 for queen h5. For queen h8 there's king g2, and you've got to decide here queen h3 or bishop h3. I think I would like to go queen h3, forcing king f3, and queen takes f1 is made, because unfortunately the king
has nowhere to
does
go.
not have any squares. So we'll move it slowly for those of you who are unable to figure this out. Why did we stop streaming of the Lindorus Abbey? Okay, so actually for the finals we streamed day 1, and then day 2 unfortunately we had some power cuts and internet
some internet issues were there.
And for streaming we require a pretty good internet connection, so we were struggling with the internet connection, because actually in Goa we had some heavy rainfall during those days. So we had a power cut on one day, and the second day the internet connection was bad. So yeah, queen h8. Okay, so white just chess.com has this thing of just playing this extra move.
They don't. Yeah.
Okay, so actually it was better to play the complete line till queen takes f1, because one has to calculate till there.
Chess.com actually, it always gives a free rook or a free queen. It doesn't allow to play the beautiful lines you actually calculate.
Yeah, but no doubt I think it's by far the best puzzle solving website.
Yeah, obviously.
No, it wasn't BSNL. Actually, we do have another internet provider. Unfortunately, it didn't work out too well. So we have rook h4, rook takes h6. That looks like a very natural move. I also was considering some stuff like, I want to deliver mate on f6 or on g7, but it's not possible because this queen is she's doing a pretty good job defending.
We would, if there was no f2 pawn, we could have played rook f1.
Yes, you could have played rook f1.
But that's not the case. So yeah, I think rook h4 is quite simple. Yeah, rook h4, rook an unstoppable h6. Mate after that. Queen g7 though.
Yeah,
rook h4 is queen g7.
Okay, so that's where we actually have to really calculate precisely. It's not that easy. Okay, so I think I think I got it. We go rook h4. For queen g7 we capture, and for this
h5.
We go queen h5.
So, we have a rook g6
again we are forcing this rook g6 idea,
and you can't really stop it.
Yeah, so if we manage to get black's queen materially, we are up with these pass pawns. It's supposed to be pretty easy. So we are going to go forward with rook h4. Queen g7 is an important move to be calculated. Queen h5. And mind you, when you're playing these kind of combinations, you actually have to see the line till queen h5. You can't just sacrifice a piece.
Yeah.
And
yeah, and whenever you all are solving the positions here on chess.com or wherever, always try to calculate till the end and only then make a move. It's better not to play move by move. It's not going to help us improve.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Chess with JSK. Okay, so he said that the goanchesstrio is one of the best chess channels. We are glad that you like our channel. Yeah, okay, so honestly, it's not been such an easy journey, but thanks to all of you all, we've reached over 600 subscribers. It's been slow. We've been streaming a lot. We've been posting a lot of videos too.
And yes, the latest video, do check it out if you haven't. Yeah. It's on the Italian game, the basic mistakes players make, so it'll be useful.
Okay, so the answer here is that black has to go rook d2.
A double attack.
The white king is actually corner in a way, because he does not have any squares to go to.
Well, you go rook d2, you have to consider what white will do.
Yeah, so rook d2 just attacks the bishop for starters.
Yes.
Oh, but then there's e7. Oh, okay, so rook d2 is definitely not the answer.
It is the answer. Rook d2 e7.
Oh yes, rook d2 e7, you have king e8.
But bishop d7, the
bishop
rook comes
d7
back.
You have to capture back with the rook. You can't do king into d7.
Actually, it's working just because the rook is on d2. If not, white would be winning.
So for example, let's just imagine a rook was on any other file. There's just bishop d7.
And white's winning.
Yeah. So let's go forward with this. So we'll be joined, by the way guys, we'll be joined by Grandmaster Anurag. anytime from now maybe, but we'll continue solving. He'll join us and we'll try to push ourselves to that goal, which is, target 1, which is 62.
Okay.
Again, for guys who are just joining us, we'll be having a tournament for the subscribers and viewers. We'll let you know on Facebook about the date and time. So please keep visiting our Facebook page as well. If you haven't liked it, you
Yeah,
can
you
like
can
it.
actually check it out on Facebook. And for those who are on Instagram, you could follow any of us on Instagram, and we will be updating.
No, I mean we have a goanchesstrio
Yeah, but even our
profile.
personal
Yeah.
profiles, you can always follow us, and we will update. The tournament details will be updated over there.
Okay. Yeah. So here white has a very strong pawn, and
We want to queen it.
yeah, the only way I think white could actually win this is by promoting it. But then there are two ways of doing it. I could go bishop b7 with the idea of c8
But
queen.
black has
But
maybe
then
knight g3.
yes, one thing that we certainly would have
Yes,
to
knight
calculate is
g3.
knight g3 rook h1 mate.
But is it a mate? Now I look at it. Can white escape? But yes, not the move. Though bishop b7 not the move, but we'll just calculate it and see
No,
if it's working.
yeah, it definitely has to be calculated because yeah. So I mean, okay, so whenever you're solving a puzzle, you don't directly jump into the conclusion, or you don't directly jump into the lines.
Actually, it is a mate. There is, if you go bishop b7, knight g3, king h3, there's king g5, and rook h1 is unstoppable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the point is that you always have to be calculating the candidate moves. You have to see the candidate moves before anything. So here, there's one more candidate move of rook d6,
rook c6,
rook c6, and the point with this is black is not having time to play the move knight g3 because the rook is attacked. So, but again, you have to calculate this line with rook d6. Black has king e7, and for rook c6 king d7, but then there's c8 queen.
Yeah.
So what you're basically doing with rook c6 is you're cutting off this rook from this pawn. Looking good, Nandini. Beauty and brains. Say rap games. Okay, so let's just play this line. Okay, so black goes king g5, and as we said, bishop c6 would not work here because of knight g3. So what you're doing is you go rook c6 and you don't allow black time to play the move knight g3. Yeah. So again, let's go further here. It's a check. If I move the king here, I think black. Okay, I wouldn't say winning, but black can just go rook takes f3, and for pawn takes, he just goes rook takes, and that's very complicated and totally unnecessary. So I think the answer is just rook takes e4.
And then rook into h1.
If rook takes a1, there's rook takes f4, and if there's pawn takes rook, rook takes h1, pawn takes, and I think white is at least 3 pawns up, so that should be a simple win. For this, you wouldn't want to go king takes. King takes would be a disaster because pawn takes is check, and then black is actually a rook up. So you play pawn takes. Yeah. Okay, so for starters here, when you look at this position, the pattern itself seems like something along this diagonal.
There's no f pawn.
Yeah, the f pawn has been pushed to f4. Also, my knight is doing a beautiful job here by preventing this. By preventing bishop e3 ideas. So actually, this looks a little weak.
This is actually based on a pin, right? The concept should be a pin.
Hi Pankaj. Okay, thank you. So yeah, so it's the concept is the pin. So queen b6 looks like a very natural move, and unfortunately it's very difficult for white to protect this knight. He can go knight b5, for which I can just play a6. Or I could maybe even calculate knight c6. So that's just something that we have to calculate. Queen b6, knight b5. Would I want to go knight c6 or would I want to go a6? I think knight c6 just is simpler.
What happens for a6 though?
I think a6-2 should be just outrightly winning. Yeah, a6-2 should be winning. But for queen b6, knight b5, I think either one wins. I personally would have played knight c6. just for the fact that I'm just developing and I'm going to capture this pawn, this piece right away.
But if you play a move like knight c6,
Yeah.
Can white play something like king h1?
Then I just.
Then bishop e3.
No, this knight takes.
Okay, no, for knight this I'm going to play knight into. Okay, this is
Yeah,
queen
then
into.
I just have queen takes.
Yeah, I think
d4.
both of them win, right?
Yeah.
But okay,
So
that's why he's
bishop
not
g4.
played that move.
Now,
and it's important how do you capture d4? That's important, I guess, here.
Yeah. Okay. So the point here is how exactly does black capture on d4? So theoretically speaking, like if I was in a bullet game, I don't know, maybe I would have just gone knight takes d4.
But then there's bishop
yes.
e3. There's
Okay.
bishop e3.
Yeah. So the point, the trick here is for knight takes d4, there's bishop e3. Okay, and there's a pin here which is really annoying. So black
the same
actually
idea
goes
which I
queen takes
mentioned
d4.
earlier, but it was not working. So this is pawn
Okay,
and
so in the chat we have a few comments on my beard. That's not really a beard actually. It's just like I haven't trimmed it for some time. So okay, so okay, this is a very instructive end game. It's the concept of the square. So this is going to be white's main weapon.
I'll just be back.
Yeah. So when we talk about the rule of the square, if the king is here, if the king is here in this square, then he catches the pawn. But without the king in the square, white just manages to promote. So the answer should be g4. We call this concept the breakthrough. So white goes here, and the pawn is not stoppable. The pawn cannot be stopped. So yeah, that's just a fairly simple win. Okay, so f3 played here, and for f3 we have some options. I think we can just do this, but then white just has knight takes, and that would not. Okay, yeah. So I think we can go pawn takes pawn. Hi Alia. Okay, so hello Pankaj. So okay, so black can actually go pawn takes pawn, and for knight takes, I can just go bishop takes. Bishop takes. I think I have rook c3 followed by queen takes e3. But the problem is for pawn takes, if white goes bishop takes first, I think black can just do rook c3. Yeah. So the reason why rook c3 move is not played directly. Yeah, okay. There's a simple reason why the rook c3 move cannot be played directly. The reason is if black plays the move rook c3. Actually, okay, guys. You know what? I would like to throw in this question for y'all. So, could y'all actually find out what is happening if black plays the move rook c3 directly?
White wins a piece.
Not entirely sure about that.
No? You're talking to me or?
Actually, I'm calculating myself. I'm actually busy calculating myself. I threw in the question. Maybe it's. Okay, it's a pretty complicated endgame actually that we get into. Neither. Wait. Do you really get blue arrows as well?
You get all arrows.
Oh, you get blue arrows as well.
No. Arrows you get just the yellow color.
Okay, exactly.
On your leeches you get the different arrows.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on this position? I think I have my idea. Yeah, Suraj chess. Exactly. So that's what I was thinking. So the order is very important here. So black would actually want to go e takes f3, knight takes f3, capture rook c3, and then queen takes e3. Why not rook c3 directly? The reason is I think f4.
Bishop d1.
For bishop d1, white goes pawn takes queen. For bishop takes, white can do this.
Black bishop d5 is there.
Yeah. Probably black is still winning that with an exchange up.
Probably not the best.
But I don't see a reason why not to play pawn takes pawn. So pawn takes pawn, if white goes bishop takes pawn, I go rook c3 directly. And then I follow it with queen takes e3. Yeah?
You're saying pawn takes pawn first?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, rook c3. I have another thought though.
Rook c3, I think, also has
not f4.
knight
f4
c4.
is exactly f4 is not good. Knight
Yeah.
c4 it's going to be.
Although I still think rook takes c4 is pretty decent. Oh, actually, maybe not so much. This pawn takes bishop. I could also go queen takes rook and pawn takes.
Yeah,
okay, but
yeah.
I think that's into we're not even sure if black is winning that position. So I think for rook c3 there's knight c4,
Yeah.
not f4. Suraj, actually f4, yes, f4 was a good attempt, but I think knight c4 is much stronger for white. So rook c3 is not the move. By the way, when I'm explaining, if I'm going to by mistake play the wrong move, just correct me there, right? Yeah, so let's go pawn takes pawn. And knight takes, my queen is attacked, so I'm going to play bishop takes first, and then I'm going to go rook c3, and unfortunately this pawn cannot be protected. Okay, so here I don't want to be exchanging queens. I'm going to play queen takes f3 and win the piece. So we are already getting into the slightly more tougher position. So let's keep this going. Yeah, chess with JSK. Yeah, we made that correction quickly. F4. F4 would still be winning for black, although it's not as convincing as the answer. But white had knight c4 in that position. Do some editing, then you'll become the best chess channel, Shreyas. Okay.
Yes, Shreyas, we are trying to learn whatever we can. If you do check out our first videos on our channel, you'll see the difference to videos we have now. We have tried to improve. We've tried to learn a lot of editing and whatever it is. So
no, we've tried to improve the presentation. Yeah. You can let us know in the comments and all whether
if it's fine now. Okay, I'm not talking about the live videos. Live videos are okay, but do check out the other videos normally which we have made and just see how it is presented, and you could help us, give us some suggestions on how to improve even more. Too.
So we have been trying to keep getting better. None of us are actually none of us actually have any experience before this channel in the editing and all the in that department. So
yes, we are learning.
Thanks though for the suggestion. Okay, so we have several moves that white can play here. Queen e8 check, but queen e8 can just be met with queen f8, and it's hard to see how white wins that.
Shreyas, I don't think they teach this in school to us. At least we have not been taught this in school. Video editing.
Okay, so the point is, I think in this position, white just goes queen h7 check. For king f8, we have rook f5. We just have to figure out whether we can escape the checks, and I think we can. We can just do it pretty easily like that. So that should be the answer. And here we just capture this, and yeah, we're winning. So here, okay, we can already see that we have some really strong threats along this line. This diagonal is very good for black, but the problem is any discovered check will just be met with bishop e4. So the point is, do I go rook takes g3? The idea is I have this mate as well.
Yes, Shreyas, I don't know. There will be editors who you can hire, but we prefer learning it ourselves and doing it ourselves. So we can do it at our own convenience, and we exactly know what we are doing and what we are putting out, because to edit these chess videos will require a chess player to exactly know what to cut off and what not to cut out. So yeah.
Okay, so I think so we have our latest videos here. Grab the rook. That's a pretty easy thing to do, but then we have to calculate for bishop e4 what exactly is happening. I don't think it's that easy, because after that, if black moves the queen, we have this as well. So And also another point about hiring an editor is at the moment at least we're not that big where we can,
Yeah.
the simple point is we haven't grown as much where we could
Yeah, money saving.
yeah, obviously. I mean, so getting into streaming is not a very easy thing. For I mean, in the sense you need to spend a lot of money on equipment. Like for example, we have some high quality webcam, we have a good mic as well. So um, we've invested quite a bit already. But I think the editing thing would the editor part of it would come into picture after you become a very big streamer or a very big channel where we can just concentrate and focus completely on the content part.
Yeah.
As of now we are trying to create content as well as the editing, and everything goes hand in hand. Yeah, let's see how this goes. So we need all of your love support to make us big. So yeah.
And yeah, thank you, Chess with GSK, for actually editing is amazing. There's so much difference. Yes, there is, I think so. But yeah, we obviously have to improve a lot more.
Uh, Ask YouTube to put ads. Okay. Yeah. So I think
Okay,
we are still a.
you actually, Chess with JSK, we have to cross a certain milestone for that. So we'd require 1,000 subscribers and some more stuff. So yeah, only after that the ads could come into consideration.
No, actually, it's not like she. It's not like she's forced to sit on a plastic chair.
But that's all we have here. We
No, I
don't
mean,
have any other chairs.
no, we have another office chair which is being used by Anurag at the moment. So
Yeah.
okay, so coming back to this puzzle, it's not a good sign that
Okay,
we halt a puzzle and
I
then
didn't really think about
yeah.
it.
So midway when we are thinking, it kind of is not great. When we just get distracted by the chat. So we'll solve this, and before we get to the next one, or before we start calculating, maybe we can take
Okay,
questions. and
what
all
was
that.
your thought here?
So my thought was rook takes g3. Bishop e4 is a move that we would have to calculate, but then I think I
Rook
have
h3?
this check.
Rook h2?
Yeah. This king here, it's not as easy as I thought it was. I am facing some issues. Okay, obviously the point is that rook takes, you can't go bishop takes because of knight takes e1. And I'm threatening mate,
Yeah,
and anything
that,
of this sort, I think black is just a rook up, which is fairly simple. What is the rating of this puzzle? I don't know, but I think we've crossed the 2000
yeah.
level already.
Yeah, we already crossed the 2000 level. This will be 2000 and something. Okay.
What are some other options that we can look at?
Other options? Rook h6?
I'm not really.
Just an option. Your
yeah.
idea is rook h3, rook h2 mate. That's an option.
But it looks too slow. It just looks too slow because of anyway bishop e4.
The same thing's happening.
Yeah. Again, the problem with knight takes e1 check is just bishop e4. Wow. Okay, so we've got a suggestion from Suraj Chess. Yes, exactly. I think knight takes e1 check, bishop e4. We have queen e6. We still have to calculate though. I think there's queen takes e1.
Queen h3?
For queen h3, we have king g1. And the question is rook h6 working?
Okay, I have I don't know if it's working, but okay, no, that's not working. That's not working. I have another
I think we
suggestion.
just calculated rook g3, bishop e4, right?
Right.
Were we looking at that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for that queen e6 we
Then for
can
that
go.
queen e6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that should be the answer, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
You just calculate it.
rook g3, bishop e4 seems forced. Obviously, you can't go bishop takes e1 because
Knight
of this.
e1.
So rook g3, bishop e4,
Then
we go
queen
queen
e6.
e6, and we're threatening this.
Yeah, that should
Yeah,
be
bishop
the
takes
answer.
g3 would mean mate coming. So yeah, that should be the answer. Again, as we said, the bishop e4 queen e6 move is the main line in the position that had to be calculated. Bishop takes g3 is just too basic because you just go knight e1 check, and yeah. Okay, so again, there should be a pin here. This knight is not very nice.
We remove the arrow.
Yeah, it could be a little annoying for black. So the question is, do I go bishop b5 or do I go knight e5? Hi, Go and Chess Trio. Okay, hi, Mantrala.
Hi, Mantrala.
So in this position, we have several options here for white. We have the bishop b5 idea as well as the knight e5. We just have to figure out which one works and
which
why.
doesn't work.
Yeah. So there has to be a reason why one would work, and
I have a kind of an answer to it. If knight e5 is played,
I think black can just castle.
Castle, yeah.
Yes.
And knight c6,
I
queen
maybe
d7.
have
Though there's
queen
knight
d7.
into e7,
No, I
white
mean,
does win a pawn, right?
yeah, okay. That's not
does
what
win
he
a
wants.
pawn,
But bishop
yeah.
b5 would be met with a6.
But again, for bishop b5, queen d6, then knight e5, but you are actually winning the piece.
Where exactly? No, I'm not
for-
saying. I'm saying after knight
knight
e5,
e5.
castles, knight takes c6.
Queen d7 does make sense, right? Queen d7, bishop b5, a6.
Yeah. So okay, so the thing is, we can go bishop b5 first. Now if black castles, we just win the piece. And for queen d6, we just have knight e5.
e5, yeah.
Okay, so let's just go bishop b5, and then we go knight e5, and that just wins. Okay, so I think finally we've got a slightly easier puzzle, if I can actually say that.
Yeah, it is easier. Yeah. Why not? It's just simply rook into a2, right? Yeah.
Okay, but what about rook takes a2?
Then queen b3 is important.
Yes.